Alright, here we are, March 11th, 2021. These are some peppers, some tiny little peppers. Now these are Carolina Reapers, and they should be a lot bigger. My girlfriend got these from the plant at work because they got ripe. They only got that big. And I told her you need to give them some Epsom salt and some fertilizer, some worm tea, because they're grown in a container. Here's a whole bunch of new sprouts that I got coming up. I should get these separated out and try to get them in some pots. But the thing is, I got so many. Oh, here's another whole bunch there. The thing is, I got so many going that I got over 15 going. Here's a couple my girlfriend bought at the Home Day pot the other day. Bell pepper. They're kind of in small containers. I tried to get her to put them in bigger ones. This one's already gotten about 5-6 inches taller, so we got those to deal with. And it's a nice clear sunny day. There's my new bird bath base that I cut from a palm tree. There's the palm tree. There's all my little peppers. Now the thing about these peppers is, once you get these going, and you've got a dozen of them or so, and these got to go into bigger pots. When you grow something in a container like this here, this is a mesh grow bag, hence the name. And this plant's 5 years old. This is a 5-year-old Trinidad chocolate moruga scorpion. It's got a couple little peppers on there. They're getting a little bigger. But the thing about a container is, you got to have a big enough container. So all these little ones and these little things here got to go into something 5 to 7 gallons. I'd like a 7-gallon. Because the bigger the container, the bigger your plant can grow, because the more root it's going to have. Unless you're pumping, hydroponic nutrients into it and checking the pH and really doing a lot of work. Organic doesn't work that way, and if you don't replenish your nutrients in that pot, in that container, where's it going to get it from? I mean, this plant's grown 5 years in that same container, and it's mesh, so any water that gets in there rinses everything right out really fast. So you can't possibly think that that's the same soil and dirt in there, and it's not. It's constantly added to. I always throw, well, there's a good layer of mulch on top that erodes down and makes soil, and I'm always throwing salad scraps and compost and worm tea and Epsom salt in there. So that's how you get a plant to grow 5 years in a container and still produce. And this has got it's got hundreds of blossoms. Most of them are falling off because there's no way it could set all the fruit on this thing. But these are, and the plant that those little ones came from is about a 2 or 3 year old plant that is bigger than this, and it makes, it's got more blossom area and more, it's had more peppers than this one's had. So you can shake this and some of those unset, but there's a nice one down there. Look at that big wrinkly thing. This one is setting fruit, and they are getting pretty big. You got to keep it watered. Mesh bags take a lot of water. But so all these plants here, I got all these little plants, and what I'm going to have to do is get a lot of dirt to fill up a dozen buckets, big buckets, or big containers, I'm sorry. And that's the only way they're going to be able to, reach any kind of potential. Here's my forest. It's getting pretty big. Everything's over 6 or 8 foot in the pots, requiring a lot of water, a lot of maintenance. And now that I've spread them out, it's a lot more walking. So on an average water cycle every day or every other day, I'm hauling 50 gallons of water out here, and my rain barrels get depleted pretty quick. I'm getting down to my last probably 30 gallons here. I only got enough for another day or two before I got to start using hose. And these are a bunch of new peppers that I discovered sprouted out here. Those are chocolate devil tongue. Oh, well, look who got up today. It's Peanut. What you doing, girly? And I think this is a devil's tongue here. Chocolate devil's tongue. I just trimmed that one back a little. Had a couple branches on it that were dying. So, yeah, 66 degrees. It's been pretty nice. It's going to get up to 80 today. It's been about 80 the last couple days. I know the northern states and, well, basically the whole country is under a lot of snow right now. Here's an asper. It's got new shoots. Everything's got basically new shoots coming on it. If it doesn't have a shoot coming out of the ground, it's got little branches growing on it, and it's trying to grow. A couple of these got burned up and dried up a little bit too much. Like I said, they constantly need water, and it's been a little cool and dry, so they dry out. This one was really dry and peaked looking yesterday. I gave it a bunch of water. It's looking better. I got to get mulch on everything. These ones warm up in the sunlight in the daytime pretty quick. You can see where this one was losing a couple leaves up here because it was getting really dry. But that's okay. They lose leaves. I mean, it doesn't. Everything on the plant doesn't stay green forever. And that's got 2 new shoots in there. So yeah, I got to keep that watered. All this could use about 10 or 15 gallons right now. And what else is going on here? Yes, and the other big news is this tree's coming down. My big oak tree here. This whole thing I started, you can see a couple of the little branches. This whole thing was hanging out over the roof. So, you know, that thing was like that. And so now all of that's gone. Got most of it. I got scaffold. I'm going to go up and take the ends of those off with the scaffold and a ladder. And then we're going to start dropping some of these outside branches. Of course, I got a power line over there, but I think I can swing and drop stuff without, I hope I can. No, I can. There's room there to do it. I got to make my first cuts pretty high up there, drop off the ends, and then it's not so bad. Kind of like I did here. You don't want to take the whole tree down in one shot. You want to do little pieces that aren't going to fall and do any damage. That's the way you take down a tree. Sorry for the shaky flailing around with the camera. Oh, and there's my new pole chainsaw that I got the other day. It's the same as my weed eater, but it's got a different handle on it, and then it's got this little chainsaw power head up here, which allows you to cut away from you if you do it right. Don't cut it over your head, you cut it over there and cut little pieces up where you can't normally reach. So I'm going to use that and my other chainsaw to take down this huge oak tree. And that's my goal anyways. And you know, it's about a 45, 50 footer, I guess. Just makes way too much shade. Way too much of this stuff here. This is the flowers that are coming off that tree right now. And there's just tons and tons of it everywhere. And then, yeah, if this tree wasn't bad enough, and we got that one, which is over the power lines. I can't do much with that. And then I got this thing. Now, I don't know what this is. This is a pin oak or some kind of brush oak, but look how thick and small. And I went through and cut a lot of this back a couple years ago, and it just grows these tiny little branches, really thick, really horrible tree. And there, look, I trimmed off the end. I trimmed that branch off, cut that off because it had a big overhang. It was hanging way out there. And look at how the shoots come out. There's probably 20 little branches that came out of the end of that thing. So I got to go back and cut the rest of that branch off, or it's going to keep doing that. What a mess. Oh, and I got a new mango tree. My friend of mine, my adopted nephew, gave me. It's a one that sprouted off of a seed that dropped in the yard, and it grew up and started a tree. And it wasn't in super good soil. I put some compost and stuff in there. See if we can get that thing going. I don't know what the roots were like. It doesn't look super fantastic right now, but we'll work on it. Well, that's 10-minute long rambling video. Cut.